Agitations are now rife for the increase in polling units for elections in Nigeria as members of the National Assembly seek more representation of the people. And the governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, has commended President Buhari on the shoot-on-sight order given to military operatives in quashing the criminal elements in the country. Hello everyone, welcome to Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloya, Channels Television's global headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. Tonight we bring to the fore for discussion a matter some lawmakers have raised an alarm over as the creation of polling units. Has INEC failed? Because the blame is now at the doorstep of INEC, because INEC is supposed to do this job every 10 years, or at least review it after 10 years. But it's not been done in 22 years. And they're also saying that there needs to be more representation. We found out from the lawmakers tonight on the program on what has become a major motion on the floor of the House. But before we get into that matter, let's talk some politics now. The Borno State Governor, Babangana Zulum, says he's not pleased with Governor of Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad, for his refusal to join the ruling party APC. Governor Zulum said that this during the foundation laying ceremony for the construction of the 6.3 billion naira new Bauchi State Government House. The Borno governor is asking his Bauchi State counterpart to cross over from the PDP to the APC. Take a listen to him.
Let me once again express my sincere appreciation to my colleague, the governor of Bauchi State, and my other colleagues, that governors of the Northeast Sub-region, for giving me this support to take the forum to a greater height and indeed to the next level. The only quarrel that I'm having with my colleague, the governor of Bauchi State, is his refusal to come into APC. But inshallah, very soon, he will join us. He will join the progressive, inshallah. I'm here to support him. I want to work.
The chairman. All right, you heard him there. But, well, there are more reactions to President Buhari's shoot-on-sight order. But before we get into that, let's check out some of your political roundup stories.
President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the Nigerian Immigration Service to improve surveillance and control around the nation's borders and ensure that criminal elements do not use Nigeria as a safe haven to hide and perpetrate their crimes. He gave the order at the virtual commissioning of the Nigerian Immigration Service Technology Building, where he also instructed all security agencies to raise their performance level in protecting lives and property, with a mandate to improve Nigeria's Global Security Index. The new chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, General Buba Maura, is seeking the support of the National Assembly as he settles into his new role. According to General Maura, the agency was comatose when he took over its leadership, and he's seeking urgent intervention from the National Assembly for an increase in funding to fight the drug war. General Maura made the comments during a visit to the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, where he further disclosed that the agency owes 4 billion naira and the morale of staff is the weakest he has ever seen in a paramilitary organization.
The agency is in dire need of funding, and that is completely not provided for.
The governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has charged Niger Delta stakeholders to shun politics and give room for the Niger Delta Development Commission to work for the growth of the oil-rich region. Governor Uzodinma made the appeal when the NDDC interim administrator, Effiong Akwa, and his team of directors visited the Imo State Government House in Owerri, the state capital.
Citizens from oil-producing states, some kind of attitudinal change, remove violence from our system, bring in intellectual arguments and discussions to prevail, and then impact positively on the people. Above all, be more patriotic in the way and manner we go about our things.
So President Muhammadu Buhari has given a shoot-on-sight order to anyone seen carrying illegal weapons. His senior special assistant on media and publicity, Mr. Garba Shehu, told the BBC House service that, and I quote that statement now, he said, "What can be stronger than the fact that the president has directed the operatives to shoot anyone seen with dangerous weapons like AK-47 on sight, in as much as a person is not a security operative?" He went further to say that government is doing this with all seriousness. The president equally directed that the security should go after them and kill them except they lay down their arms. End of quote. But more reactions is trailing that order by President Buhari, and it's coming this time around from a very strong critic of the president, and that is the governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom. Take a listen to what the Benue State governor said.
I want to commend Mr. President for the order that I heard he has already given that any Nigerian or non-Nigerian with AK-47 should be shot. They find you going about with AK-47. You should be dealt with. And I think that is the way to go. That is what we were expecting. And that is why I wrote to Mr. President. And that is why I was criticizing that there should be no sacred cow in this country. What is good for the goose is also good for the gander. And so everyone should be the same. That is all. Equity, fairness, and justice. Once that is done, we have no problem. So I commend Mr. President. You must be decisive. And that was why I say you should wake up before it is late. Allowing foreign Fulani herdsmen to come and destroy our country.
You heard them, you heard the governor of Benue say there, but we'll come to it in a moment. To our conversation for tonight, our major conversation that is, the House of Representatives is asking the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to without further delay review constituency delineation as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution. The lawmakers are worried that though the Constitution provides a 10-year time frame for constituency reviews, INEC has not done any known review in the last 22 years of the current democratic dispensation. Hence, the urgent need to call on INEC to be alive to her responsibilities. The motion, which was moved by the minority leader of the House, Honorable Undudi Elumelu, said further that some of the federal constituencies are twice the size of others in both size and population, and that to guarantee effective, quality, and adequate representation in the House of Representatives, INEC should, without delay, delimit the constituencies and carve out new federal constituencies, especially in constituencies governing 4 local government areas. But a few days ago, the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, was emphasizing the need for more polling units to be created to ensure voter safety and a better voting environment in Nigeria. To this end, Professor Yakubu is advocating the conversion of polling unit points across the country into polling units. Tonight, We have the minority leader in the House of Representatives, Honorable Ndudi Elumelu, who moved the motion on the floor of the House. He joins us from Onitsha Uku in Aniocha local government area of Delta State on the program to give us more insight on why you moved that motion. And now it looks like they are asking for more seats in the House of Representatives. We have 360 seats already, and they are saying that there's no much more representation for some people. We'll look into that. But before we get into that, the reason why we invited you tonight, Honorable, let me get your view on the shoot-on-sight order of President Muhammadu Buhari on those carrying illegal weapons.
Good evening, Shehu. Let me say that I'm impressed with this your program, and I totally sign into it. The statement credited to the media aid to Mr. President is a welcome development, but I would have preferred that Mr. President himself made that broadcast. One, condemning the activities of the headsmen. He has not said it. I've not heard it. I would like him to outrightly condemn the activities of the headsmen. They are everywhere, messing up all the communities, attacking people. So when he has done that, because there are some people that are very fanatical about him and they want to hear him speak. Yes, Shehu, his media aid making that statement is not the same thing as Mr. President making that statement. I would like to see more of Mr. President making that statement himself, and also making that giving that directive that anybody caught with any form of arms, not even AK-47 alone, any form of arms that are outrightly not members of the security agencies should be shot aside. That is a welcome development. But like I said, we should hear that from him directly, and also he should condemn the activities of the headsmen. Mr. Shehu, this is my summation.
What do you make of the implication of that? Now that the military operatives have this go-ahead to do that, what do you think should be a result, the consequence of that president's order?
Well, the result totally means that the military, the armed forces will, of course, obey the instruction of Mr. President. But again, them obeying Mr. President's instruction is totally different from the people that are involved in these heinous activities. For me, I believe that they want to hear from him. They have a way of communicating to themselves. They may also say that, oh, this is not coming from him, and they will want to hear him speak. I still maintain it that Mr. President needs to outrightly, on his own, by himself, condemn that headsman's operation in various communities. This is my take.
All right, let's get into the conversation as relating to delineation and the issue of creation of INEC on one hand is asking already, and they're meeting with the National Assembly, that there's a need for more polling units. As we had it in the almost 20 years, and what we have right now, there are more voters, more population. In fact, INEC chairman said at that meeting, he said, there are now polling units created in shrine, in the homes of politicians and in very strange places. But now what you are asking for is slightly different. It looks alike, but it's slightly different. You are asking for more seats in the House of Representatives, isn't it?
No, Shehu, you see, the issue of more seats hasn't even arisen. You know, what I am asking, let me give you a background. Section 47 of the 1999 Constitution provides that there shall be a National Assembly, which consists of Senate and House of Reps. And Section 48 provides that the Senate shall have 3 members from each state and 1 from FCT. This, again, 49 provides specifically for the House of Reps to consist of 360 members with a proviso that the members will be representing constituencies of nearly equal population as far as possible, provided that no constituency shall fall within more than one state. Mr. Shehu, 71 also go further to say that INEC is empowered to divide each state of the federation into 3 senatorial districts for the purposes of election, while 71B emphasized that INEC, subject to Section 749 of the Constitution, 1999 Constitution, INEC shall divide the federation into 360 for the purposes of election. Now, 73 now says that 73.1 now says that INEC, as a matter of necessity, within 10 years or no less than, shall review. So INEC has the right provided by the Constitution to review it. If in the course of reviewing, INEC finds that 360 is too much and wants it reduced, INEC can come up with a recommendation forwarded to National Assembly and, of course, to the Committee on Constitutional Amendment. And they will look at it and see what they can do. But what we are saying is that INEC has been sleeping as it relates to this provision. Why so? I give you an example. There are many states.
Honorable,
in my constituency.
just a moment, Honorable. Before you go into that, we need to take a break. But when we come back, we hear more on the reasons why you moved that motion. And we also need to understand why INEC has not done it in the last 22 years or so. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the program.
At present, 10,092 requests. I've said this. In other jurisdictions, expanding voter access to polling units is purely administrative, and Nigeria should aim for that. There is need to address the problem ahead of the CVR, the off-season elections, and the 2023 general elections. The Commission believes that converting the voting points and voting point settlements into polling units offers the least controversial, timely, and inexpensive solution. What do we want from the National Assembly? The National Assembly is invited to note that no new polling units have been established in Nigeria for the last 25 years. In fact, a large number of registered voters on our database today were not even born when the polling units were established in 1996. It was at that point expected to serve a voter population of 50 million. By 2023, the voter population may hit 100 million. That is twice the projection made in 1996, but the number of polling units has remained the same. No.
Thank you so much, everyone. You heard the INEC chairman there, Professor Yakubu, about the issue of more polling unit. The National Assembly are asking that INEC should do its job. The INEC chairman says over 25 years now we've not seen these implemented. But take a look at what we're talking about and what has happened over the years. Since 1999 up until now, there are more in every year. Election year, that is, there is an increase in the polling population, but the polling units and the polling delineation structure is still the same. Look at how many the states and what we have as the polling units as it stands right now, spread across the map of Nigeria. We give you a sense of what Honorable Ndudi Elumelu was trying to explain earlier on. It gives you an understanding of the representation on the Nigerian map of how many polling units we have per state and where are the states where we need more. Well, the role of INEC has been stipulated in Section 73 of the Constitution, and it states clearly that the Independent National Electoral Commission shall review the division of states and federal constituencies at intervals of not less than 10 years. Let's get back to Honorable Elumelu on this one. So you said in over 20 years or more that INEC has not done this. What is the implication?
Well, the implication is that, one, that perhaps there are constituencies that are being deprived of quality representation. It also clearly shows that there are more constituencies there are constituencies that have choked. Let me give you an example. For instance, my constituency, we have 4 local governments, Shemu, and 4 local governments, 42 wards for one federal constituency. Anyocha North, Anyocha South, Oshimili North, Oshimili South. One constituency is huge, very huge. Outside my constituency, we have Isheyin, Kajola, Iwajowa, Itesiwaju in Oyo State. We have many like this. And all of them are choked together in one federal constituency. Why should that be that? Whereas we have instances where there's only one local government federal constituency. So if INEC had not been sleeping as it relates to complying to this provision of section 73 subsection 1, we stipulate that INEC should at intervals review this provision, review the constituencies, and be able to come up with whether we deserve to have more, or even to reduce, or even to merge. It's bad. It is very, very, very bad.
Honorable,
INEC shouldn't do it.
Okay, let me get your view. This is the time when a lot of people are saying that they're clamoring for a cut in cost of governance. In fact, some people are advocating for a unicameral legislature, that is a merger of the 2 chambers of the National Assembly. But from what you are saying, it looks like we may be having even more seats and spending more money to sustain the National Assembly. If this happens, what you're talking about?
She will let INEC review. When they review, they will know what they will be coming out with. Right now, whatever we're saying are just speculative in nature. Let them do their job, review it, and come and let Nigerians know, based on our population, as at the time the constitution was put together, we're up to 200 million population. The answer is no. Every day we're growing. Should we remain stagnant because of cost? Or can you say, okay, because education is expensive, then you won't train your children? The answer should be, let INEC, for the first time, let them even comply. Go into the review, come out, let Nigerians know what you have come up with, what you are finding is where, and be able to advise National Assembly on the way forward. That is our take, and that is the feelings of every member of House of Representatives saying, look, INEC comply. It is not good that a constitution that is meant to govern us, that INEC on its own is reneging and sleeping as it relates to the provisions. It's bad. Let INEC go on and review it. They should go to all these constituencies, find out the population.
Yeah, there are some politicians who are already agitated about what is a very sensitive matter that you have raised, as regarding how these delineation will happen, the additional polling unit, because the additional polling unit means one thing: more votes in that area. So a lot of people are already criticizing and saying that there are some discrepancies in the creation of these polling points, which INEC is asking that should be converted to polling units.
Yes. Polling units, federal constituencies, these are 2 different issues. Even though the polling units will give birth to people to represent those constituencies. But we are not going into the issue of polling units or polling booths, but we're saying that constitutional provision, I keep going on and on about it. Respect it. Why is INEC reneging? Why is INEC failing to comply with that provision? They should be able to tell Nigerians why. It's immaterial. What they're talking about is the effect or the outcome, which is speculative in nature. Let them come out. You and I cannot even be able to project that this will be what will happen. It can even happen that at the end of the day, in some instances where you have one local government that is a federal constituency, they may be saying, hey, this local government is just one that make up a federal constituency. They check the population. If it is what allowing to remain, it remains.
All right.
And of course, those who have more than one local government
Yeah, I think we should close on this note. And in 30 seconds, if you can give us your reaction about the crisis in your party. I know you're one of those who were suspended by the party, but now the party has removed that suspension. Even in 30 seconds, you can give us your view about what has become a major issue about the contention over the minority leadership seat. Honorable Chinda was also in contention at the time. Is everything now settled?
Well, I don't, show as far as PDP is concerned, we are united. We are together. Chinda is my brother. We're all working together for the common goal of the party and the people, to give the people the best opposition that Nigerians have been yearning for. But most importantly, to reposition the party for 2023. The whole world have seen that as far as we know, APC has failed. They promised security. You and I know what security is all about now. They promised electricity. It has gone below what PDP did. As at the time PDP were in government, we had more than 4,000 megawatts of electricity. But today, it's less. Then, I'm not sure in your village you have water to drink.
All right.
Look at the roads. They are bad, totally
we're
bad.
Out of time
so
now.
Our desire is to put together a formidable PDP. And of course, our party chairman is doing well. He's a credible man. And all our governors check all their states. Yesterday, the governor of Rivers was busy commissioning projects. My governor is a roadmaster. He's doing fantastically well. A true Democrat.
Honorable, we need to go. We need to leave it at that. But we must thank you for coming tonight on the program. The Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, Honorable Ndudi Elumelu. Thank you so much for your time tonight on the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But that's how we leave it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.